What's up, Sumo-lings? Today we're breaking down everything you need to know to create and launch an ebook. You already know I'm Jay from AppSumo, the leading digital marketplace for entrepreneurs. And today, we're going behind the scenes of some of our biggest ebook launches, including Jack Butcher's guide to $1 million online business and the ultimate guide to the biggest sales event of the year, how AppSumo does Black Friday. Today we're gonna have a special guest on the video, Alex, who's a freelance SaaS copywriter and AppSumo's resident ebook writer, who's gonna give you all the details so you can replicate the process and launch an ebook of your own. Before we dive in, make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel and ring the bell so you never miss out on our videos. And let us know in the comments what ebook you need to read or want to write. All right, without further ado, I'm gonna get out of here and we're gonna let Alex take over and tell you all about ebooks.
What's up, Sumo-lings? I'm Alex Lewis. I write freebies here at AppSumo. Today we're going to talk to you about how you can create freebies and sell them either on AppSumo or on your own website. When you're thinking about the research process, you want to make sure before you write anything that people actually care about what you want to write about. If you already have maybe an email list or followers on social media, you can just float the idea to them. Hey, I'm creating some content. I want to know if you're interested in this subject, and if so, what questions do you have about this? If you start getting some feedback about it, if people post questions, that's just free content for you to use and know, okay, this is going to make this ebook better because you're getting that straight from the people you're writing it for. Once you have the idea of what you're writing about, you can start to think about structure. And you structure an ebook just like you would structure any long-form piece of content. There are many different structures you can use. You can use just like beginning, middle, end. You can use copywriting formula like pass, problem, agitate, solution. Or you can use a much more involved one like StoryBrand, where someone's going on a journey and you can kind of use that to structure your ebook. So the foundation of your ebook is going to be the research. You pick a topic, let's say it's artificial intelligence. Maybe you're a subject matter expert in that, maybe you're not. You can still produce the ebook if you're willing to do the research. Research begins with either interviewing someone who knows what they're talking about in that subject matter. We do that a lot at AppSumo, where I'll jump on calls with people that we're writing about, or if we're writing about a certain subject that I don't know a lot about, I'll interview people on the AppSumo team or people that I'll reach out to and use that as the base for content. Another form of research is going to be customer reviews. You can go on sites like Amazon, G2, even your own website, or even AppSumo, and just kind of see what are people already commenting about this subject. When you're starting to write an ebook, you don't ever want to start with a blank page. That's like the most dangerous thing if you're thinking about trying to avoid writer's block and all of that. The best way to start is to fill your document with as much content as you can get. That can be quotes from people you're writing about. That can be bullets and headlines that you want to make sure that you touch on. It can be the structure we talked about, okay, do I want to have beginning, middle, and end? How do I want to structure this thing? You want to start from a place of already having content and you're just filling in the gaps. And that begins in the research process. When you do the research right, you should have plenty of things to write about. And as soon as you run out of things to write about, you're either done with the ebook and just need to restructure it, or you just need to go back to square one and research. Okay, so maybe you don't have a big team. Maybe you're not working with AppSumo where you've got designers and editors and all of this, helping with the marketing and everything. What do you do if you're the only person writing this ebook? A lot of this process stays about the same, and if you have an eye for design, if you feel like you're competent in that, there's lots of tools, actually a lot of them on AppSumo, that you can go and use to design your ebook, lay it out. And so just depending on either if you're willing to pay for a designer to come in, if you have design experience, or if you use a tool like we have on AppSumo to just flesh out the designs, then you can do that aspect by yourself too. When it comes to editing, it's typically pretty hard to edit things on your own. So some things that I try to use as a freelancer when I'm writing and I know I don't have a designer who's going to be touching it after I'm done, what I'll do is I'll give space between the day that I finish it and the day I turn it in. So I'll write the ebook, and if it's due on Monday, I'll finish it on a Thursday. And usually just that space will give me what I need to go through it again with fresh eyes and see what I'm looking for, which are typos, awkward sentences, repeat ideas, places where you meant to drop in an image but you forgot to add it, different things like that. And it's typically much easier to do that when you have that extra space. If you don't have a designer and you're not a designer yourself, you can go to places like Fiverr and Upwork and find really strong designers who are just available to help you create that content. And if you want to try to take on the design yourself, AppSumo has lots of tools that help you with design. We also have tools that give you stock images if you want to use images or graphics, things like that. And it really helps you just kind of fill in those design gaps, make it a little more interesting, and just make it a little easier on the eyes as people are reading so they're not just looking at a big wall of text. So with marketing an ebook, you want to start thinking about marketing actually before it's finished. Am I going to be giving this away for free on my website so that people subscribe to my email list? Am I selling this? Am I selling it with the hope that people upsell into a course or something like that? Because it will affect how you're writing, what you're trying to appeal to, and who you're selling to. One of the best ways to market your ebook is to use marketplaces like AppSumo. People go to AppSumo to discover new tools. And so if your ebook is there and it fits into the context of what a lot of people are shopping for, AppSumo has opportunities for discoverability, social proof in the form of people leaving reviews, and then other people can see, oh, this person loves it, I'd probably love it too. And with marketplaces like AppSumo, often the more reviews you get and the more people that are downloading the content that you created, the platform itself will try to push that out to even more people. And so the more you do on the marketplace, the more the marketplace works on your behalf, trying to help you sell it. And then there's also social media. The problem I think most people have selling on social media is they don't sell enough. If you look at authors like Tim Ferriss, whenever he publishes a new podcast, he is marketing that new podcast like 7 or 8 times within 48 hours. That's way more than most people market their stuff. So when you publish your ebook, don't be afraid to tell the world about it. Post it on your LinkedIn, post it on your Twitter, tell Instagram, tell TikTok, show off those dance moves. One of the best ways to market your ebook is with an email list. And typically email is one of the most powerful drivers of sales. Much better than social media, much better than ads. Email is such a direct line of communication that people are much more likely to click through and make a purchase or make a download. A lot of people get really nervous when they're thinking about creating an ebook, especially their very first one. Am I qualified to write about this? Am I a good writer? Can I write about this subject? And the reality is, people want the value that you are wanting to share. If you're really curious about a subject, maybe you haven't even written a lot about it or read a lot about it yet, but you just are really deeply curious about it, then that is permission for you to go and write about that subject. The less you know about it, that just means the more research you have to do up front, but that doesn't disqualify you from writing about the subject. As a freelance writer, that's something I have to do all the time. I'll be brought into new projects, introduced to new people, new ideas, new technology, and I just have to come up with the words to write about these things, which means interviewing the people who know what they're talking about, reading the right books, reading the right blogs, listening to podcasts, watching YouTube videos, and just becoming competent enough in the subject to be able to write about it. Even if it's your first ebook and you don't know what you're doing and you feel like it's not as good as the next person's ebook, this is just the process of iteration that every writer has to go through. You're not gonna knock it out of the park every time, and you're gonna get better every time you write, every time you publish. And so it's just about putting in that time, putting in that work, and you can create great content.
Well, there you have it, Sumo-lings. Shout out to all the ebook writers killing it on AppSumo right now. Our marketplace has ebooks for everything from storytelling to graphic design to finding your passion. If you want to come along for the ride, check out the link in our description to list your ebook today. Make sure you submit before November 17th to be entered into our $1 million Black Friday fund. And as always, we'll see you on the next one. Betty, I love the way